Hi there, welcome back to the channel. So much has been happening this past week since our previous video, and I'm so sorry we didn't manage to get a video out on Sunday, but circumstances with our tour in the Alps led to us not being able to get a video out.
We had a bit of an incident, as you saw in the community post I put up. We had one guy went down on the second day of the tour. He was going down a bit too fast. Didn't make the corner, hit the barrier and went straight over. Luckily onto soft grass, but as he went over, he fractured his arm, cut all his arm here and broke a couple of ribs. So we got the ambulance out. You'll see it a bit later on in the video. And then the helicopter was called out. But it's all good. He rejoined us about 3 days later, further on in the tour, but all strapped off, bolts in his arm. And Julie had to look after him. Julie was his nurse for the next week.
Yeah, but all's good. He's in good spirits and he's now back off to Australia. So the question is, in this video, the ongoing saga with our gutters, will we ever get them fitted? Watch the video to find out.
Hi, we're Ian and Julie. Follow us on our tiny homestead and our debt-free project of a lifetime, the building of our shipping container home here in the Pyrenees, and all of this alongside our full-time jobs.
Our gutter man's just turned up. Now these gutters were meant to have been made on site, but due to our lack of mains power and only having the Ecoflow, we did try. But yeah, it was a step too far for the Ecoflow. We need a beefier setup, and that'll all come in time.
Well, the gutter guy's just gone. I hate watching other people work. Oh, it was just, he didn't have any tools or anything. He basically just cut a hole straight in the gutter, bent the downpipe insert with his sort of crimping tool. So it's all just, oh, I can't cope with it. He's siliconed it all in, said, leave it to dry and then stick a couple of screws in. But I can't cope with that, so I'm going to pull that out now. And the other one's actually worse. Right, I'll take all this gunk off. I just can't watch other people do it. What a mess. And I was expecting him to install the gutters, but again, lost in translation. He meant just install these parts and the end caps. The end caps are okay because he had the proper crimping tool, but oh. Put so much gunk on here to try and fill all those gaps. It's just, why can't people do proper jobs? You think these builders doing these houses and things, what are you opening yourselves up for? Oh, God's sake. Hence why we're doing this ourselves. You got to lower your expectations, I think.
The trouble is, he's a nice guy and we can't say, no, it's okay, stop.
I wanted to say stop, but never mind. That's all right. Right, now to do it properly.
Go out then, team captain! On the road again! Have a good one!
Here we are, first day of our raid Alpine, which is from Geneva all the way down to Nice on the Mediterranean. So this is one of the first big climbs, the Col de Ramaz, which is going to be in the Tour de France this year. Just waiting for my guys, but look at those views, eh? This is quite a tough climb. So I think they'll be expecting a coffee at the top. Tough bit comes in a minute.
Thank you, Ian. Motivational as always.
And then we receive the message that we always dread.
Well, I'm almost at the top of Col de Rizeran. I'm always up there first before our guys, but I'm just wanted to show you what it's like up here. So I'm going to flip the camera for you. Lots of snow, big snow banks further down. And this just tickles Julie's silly sense of humour. Oh my gosh, a Portaloo. It's a long way to come for the toilet. You've seen us in the past do a series of videos showing the Ecoflow Delta 2. We initially actually bought our own Ecoflow Delta 2, which got us through all our building of the workshop garage, from pumps, tools, charging all our battery needs, the concrete slab, just about anything and everything to do with that build we use this unit for. And a little while through the build, Ecoflow actually reached out to us and they sent us a Ecoflow Delta 2, and that's allowed us to leave one permanently at our off-grid garage workshop plot, and the second one we've popped in the van to take along with us on all our cycling tours this summer. We power the Delta 2 via the 12 volt outlet in the van, and we're out on the road all day for hours, and very rarely have we seen this unit get below 95%.
Hello.
Hey, keep going! Oh, she always looks miserable.
Another thing that we've been using this Ecoflow for is basically charging all these devices that cyclists have these days. So we've got the GPS units, we've got their mobile phones, and now we've even got their gear systems. They're all electronic, and you wouldn't believe it, but also their pedals, because the pedals now are their power meters. So every other night we've got all these bikes plugged into these 6 USB ports. So we've got 4 standard and 2 Type-Cs. And it's been working brilliantly. So in the day, lots of coffee. In the evening, lots of recharging. As you can see, I've built the Ecoflow into our shelving unit here. So it's a little bit difficult to get around the back each time to turn on the AC for the coffee machine. So if you just use the app, you can get straight into the application and select which Ecoflow you want. In this case, we just want the van one. And you can just turn on the AC, the USBs, or the 12 volt, and it's so much easier. And then you can have a quick look at our garage, which is remotely connected via Wi-Fi, and basically see how much sun there is, how much it's powering up. So it's about 95 watts at the moment, and yeah, it's been going all week, no issue whatsoever. So we can remotely view the garage through the camera, and we can select the van to turn on whenever we need the coffee machine. So thank you again for Ecoflow for sponsoring this video, and I'll put a code down in the description for a discount, and thanks again. So I'm stood nearly at the top of the highest paved pass in Europe, the Col de Bonnet, and it's just riddled with bunkers and gun emplacements from the Second World War, and I'm just going to show you one now. Here's one just built in to the side of the mountain, and I'll just there's all snow in it. I know there's no snow on the road, or, well, there's a little bits and bobs around the place, but yeah, take a look at this. Now, several years ago, I actually went right down into the depths of this tunnel and then chickened out. It just goes on and on. There's all ladders and everything else in there.
Great day, Hodgie.
Everybody's super happy. They've just finished the highest paved road in Europe. And that little lump, whoop, this little lump, is called the Bonnet, the highest paved road.
Right, another little project we've got are these white trim pieces. Now these are to cover up the edge of this insulation here. So they go along like that, and then a couple of these little white screws straight in, and that will finish off that. The gutter is going to go here as well, so that will cover a little bit of it, but it's just so that raw edge of the insulation isn't on show. First, peely. Get all rid of this plastic. Now you'd have thought these trim strips would have been included in the roof and the garage package, but no, we had to pay extra for them. They were an option. So I went in and I said, oh, the edges of the insulation aren't very nice. Oh yeah, this is what you need. Well, it's done. I wouldn't say it's the best fitting trim. I had to trim quite a bit off, probably because of the misalignment of these roof panels maybe, but oh, it looks all right. As I said, it'll mostly be covered with the gutters, but it just finishes off so you don't see the exposed insulation. All right, the other side to do, and that job's done.
Just finished varnishing. I come round the corner and I find him sitting on the job. Sitting on the job, Ridey.
This plastic is awful.
Oh, it is.
Takes ages. Here, one more for you to do.
Oh, thank you, but no thank you. That looks smart.
Yeah, one more. Hopefully it's one more.
We'll soon find out. Plastic removed. Does that one fit?
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Right, so that one.
Oh, that's perfect. We were quite worried we'd be a little bit short after doing the other side of the garage.
Floki, why can't you help out? Hey? You're just lazy, aren't you? Look at you. Huh? Look.
Too busy watching his dad being daft.
Ugh. And
Last one.
that's it. That's not too bad. You can still see a little bit of the insulation, but once the gutter's on, that will all be hidden anyway. But that's just a little bit of finishing, isn't it?
Oh, it looks smart. And yes, Floki's still in the same spot. He's a sun worshipper. He's a true hot sausage. He's a daft little dog. Just to let you know, he has moved today. He's decided to have a little walk around, but not far. He's such a lazy little sausage when the sun's out.
We got all our trim. There's the downpipes. These are all the basically the fascias for the gable ends, and I've got my detailed instructions, so I'm all good to go. But yeah, it's down to me and Julie,
The dream team.
to get this up. Look, as you can see, look how wide it is. So this is going to go on the top of the roof here, and then this is the actual fascia that's going to go over that Douglas fir sub fascia. It's here, so we better get it up soon. So it's been a month now since you saw us last working with the gutters. I'm going to put them on. So I've got all the bits and bobs, and I've put in the round things that I took out properly now, and I'll show you that in a minute. But myself and Julie, we're going to try and get these on. They're quite flexible, so it's going to be a bit of a job, but we're going to give it a go as normal. So the first things to go on are these little clips that fit onto the ridge of the roof like that. And then I put a screw into the top, and then we think that the gutter has corresponding brackets that we then just screw on onto these. It might be a bit difficult because it's quite long, but that's the only way I can think we can do it. So every other ridge, I'm putting these on, just tapping it on. Then a pair of pliers, just to keep it from spreading. So we're going to put those on all the way along, and then try and offer up this very flexible gutter. So the next stage, I think, and this is what me and Julie are working out, I think we need to get these vertical. So it just means bending them a little bit. And I've left this one off this end because we've still got to put the ridge, the gable end trim just on here. So I'm going to trim it up, cut it, and then once that's on, I can clamp that down onto there, and that will give that a good fixing. But we just want to get this out of the way because I've already tripped over it once and damaged it. So once it's up, it won't be in our way. I've run the string line, but we did flick it. But because they're all flexible, it gave pretty much false results. So I've tied the line and gone along with a pencil just to make sure it's on there. And it looks about right now, especially by eye.
What do you need?
Screws, pair of pliers. What I'll do is get this end one in. You hold it there as steady as you can.
Yeah, up to this metal so it's in line. Yeah.
In line with it. And then let's see if it works.
Yeah,
Okay,
got
you got
it.
it. Okay, so flick it.
Yeah.
Okay. Should be all right.
Just move round to the front of the garage workshop. Well, the front side of the garage workshop. So just trying to sort out the all the fixings now for this gutter. We've just bought another cover off Amazon. They're only about €20. They're cheap. And a ratchet strap to secure them. But up on the homestead, we actually took the time and bought thick plastic sheeting and wrapped them individually and then put the metal cage back on. And that was prior to knowing that you could actually get black covers for them. So we're trying it this time up here.
Well, the gutter seemed to be working. Right, I've just come down because we haven't actually got the permanent downpipes ready yet. So we're going to stick some temporary 80mm plastic pipe down, basically to stop it splashing as it is. This side isn't so bad because it's a much smaller roof, but I'm going to just basically direct it into one of these IBCs for now. Right. That fits perfectly, but it's not long enough, so I'm going to steal a bit. Oh God, here we go. Ah, soaking wet. It's not the best day to fit this, but so if I have that there, 52. Right, how there? 52. So I don't want to make anything too permanent, so I'm just going to try and wedge it all in. Going to wedge a little block underneath. That'll do, I think. That'll just stop it all splashing. But for sure it's definitely working, because now we have a massive puddle in one area.
Ian's just temporarily rigged up some guttering so that we can actually recoup some of this rainwater into the IBC unit, so at least we'll have water for when we need it for concrete. And yes, he's been in my baking cupboard yet again. He stole my sieve. Baking trays and sieves are his favourite to go to.
So it's a little bit warmer than that last clip you just saw, but it hasn't stopped raining over the last month or so. So these two IBCs are totally full from this little tiny roof on this side. So just imagine the amount of water we can get off the front roof. And that's going to be a project for this summer, installing a very large water tank in the garden.
So we got all our gutters fitted, but the saga of our downpipes, that just continues. They delivered us the S-bends just before we left for the Alps, all excited to fit them, and yeah, totally wrong measurements.
They didn't get the, they didn't take the bracket into consideration, so everything was about 1.5 inches too big.
Yeah.
So we got those yesterday. So we will be fitting those this week, and hopefully at the same time getting these IBCs connected will all be good for water. So thanks very much for watching this video and sticking by us over the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, sorry it's not been the usual, but
We'll
we
be
couldn't
back
help
on
that.
track soon.
Yeah, so give us that thumbs up as usual, like and subscribe and share the video, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks
Bye
a
for
lot.
now.